So I'm going to be interviewing my sister, who's also a college student. So Emily, when your school ended, did you go to online school or did it just end?
Um, well, my situation was a little bit different because I was studying abroad this semester. I wasn't on campus. So, for everyone's situation was a little bit different. When my study abroad program shut down, I had the opportunity to, or even before it shut down, I had the choice to go home and enroll in classes at my home university, which is Cornell University, and they had a special set of classes for people whose abroad programs weren't converting online, or I had the opportunity to continue my abroad classes online, which is what I did because my whole program shut down and shifted online. So I guess I went online.
Okay. And does has COVID-19 affected next year, like the plan for next year?
Yes, COVID has affected the plan for next year. We aren't really sure what our university will be doing yet. A lot of universities have started rolling out plans. Ours has rolled out 6 options so far, but none of them include being online for the whole, or being on campus or online actually for the whole year. In all of the plans, we are supposed to be online for January, February, and then on campus for March of the spring semester. And then they have a combination of all in person, all online, um, sub semesters, like different quarters where we're combinations of in person and online for the fall semester.
Oh, okay. And has it affected graduation at all?
For this year and next year.
Or for your graduation?
My graduation, they haven't made any decisions about next year's graduation.
Do you know anything about people who graduated this year?
I know that I believe that I heard that their graduation ceremony is going to be held in September. I believe. I don't think an official date has actually been released though. But they were supposed to have graduated last week, and they did receive diplomas last week.
And because of the online schooling, was it harder or was it easier than just regular school?
In terms of the content of the work, or in terms of studying, or in terms of completing the work,
Um,
or both. I can answer both.
Also, like the amount of work you were given too.
Okay, so I'd say that the content of the work was pretty much the same. I'm a social sciences major, so all of my work is luckily like reading and writing, and I don't actually take many exams or have any labs or classes where it's important that I'm in person, such as like a lab or a studio. But I found it a lot harder to concentrate and stay motivated on work. Whereas, especially because as a college student, I do most of my work after dinner in the library from about 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., whereas the rest of my household was sleeping during that time. So that makes it kind of difficult. You have to readjust your whole schedule. I didn't really know when to do my homework. On top of that, in terms of actual amounts of work, I had way more work than I would ordinarily have because, in addition, normally my work will consist of readings, and it never gets checked if I actually do the readings or how I feel about the readings because that's something that you talk about in class or the readings get covered in class. But because we weren't really having classes, every week I was required to respond with like 500 to 1,000 words, which is pretty much a small essay, I guess, about each of my readings. So my workload astronomically grew.
And I know personally that I felt like we were sort of disconnected from our teacher and somewhat malinformed or
Mhm.
uninformed. Did you feel that same way?
I personally did not. I know that I um was lucky again. I was studying abroad, and so I think there was a greater emphasis to keep us informed given the time difference. We didn't have as much access to our teachers, so everything that my teachers sent me was extremely detailed, and they made themselves available pretty much throughout the entire American waking day, even if it meant staying up late for them. But I know that my friends who weren't studying abroad this semester and who weren't on campus normally, that same emphasis wasn't as important because there wasn't the time difference barrier to overcome as much unless they were on the West Coast. So people felt less connected, yeah.
And so, for my final question, testing. Did you have it? Did it change? Was it longer? Was it shorter if you had it?
Yeah, so again, I was studying abroad this semester, and the way my abroad program was set up, we didn't have tests. Everything was final papers, because my program, this did affect it because my program was very based on field studies, and um, we were supposed to travel with our classes and learn from what we were seeing on the ground and the cultures of the places that we traveled with our classes, and so obviously we did not get to do that, and so we didn't get a lot of our content, but or we didn't get a lot of the experience. Instead, we had to watch videos of past semesters to get that content. But either way, my program wasn't testing. But I know that my friends who were tested, who were on campus this semester and then had final exams online, still had tests, still had exams, and they were just online. I know some were like multiple choice. A few, I forget how the lab practicals happened. I think that they gave them data points and then you had to complete the lab with the data points that were given to you, which they said was kind of weird. But yeah, no, tests still happened.
Okay, thank you for speaking.
You're welcome.